They the ones got everything all messed up now. Really, with all these different religions and so forth, everybody paying homage and tribute to them. The Vatican. Go ahead. They the mother of harlots. Go ahead.
And shall show great signs.
See, they will show great signs. Like remember said, all they said, Lord, Lord, Mashiach got into the kingdom of heaven. But they're going to be saying this. We done many miracles and wonders in thy name. Cast out devils by the Mashiach, or in the name of the Lord, in the name of whatever name they call them. Read.
And wonders.
That represent Mashiach Yahushua. Read. And wonders. Read.
And so much that if it were possible.
See, if it were possible, read.
They shall deceive the very elect.
Now who's deceiving the whole world?
See?
Satan. Deceiving the whole world. So they're going to come. Remember, Satan, in the spirit, I'm just listening as the spirit is bringing it to me too, because it says Satan appears as an angel of light. Who the light? Do we need to go to prove who the light is? Mashiach Yahushua, the light. Say the light. The light is the law. So they coming with the laws, coming with Mashiach, like they Mashiach. They Christians, or they down with, even those in the truth, don't matter who. You have them in all facets of life. Point blank. You know, said if it were possible, they would even what?
Fool the very elect.
Deceive.
To deceive.
The very elect. So that's why we gotta look at this sincerely. So we want unity, but the unity gotta be right. It have to be right. This ain't no sometime the thing, it's gotta be all the way, because it's gonna come to a time when you're not going to be able to know this, get this. Everybody going to have to know this for what it is that you're going to have to need when the judgment seat comes. 1 Corinthians 6 and 12.
First Corinthians chapter 6, verse 12. All things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient.
So you say all things are lawful unto him, but everything is not going to be quick, fast, in a hurry. It's got to happen. That's why he talked about patience and long suffering and temperance and lowliness of mind when we start with humility. Some people don't have patience, they don't have humility, so they want everything to happen right now. It's not going to happen like that. That's why as the older you get, the more you learn of patience, how to be patient and deal with what you need to deal with, so that you'll know that everything's not going to happen in speed. But the young people, they want everything right now. Got to have it right now. But everything's not going to be fast like that. In a hurry. Instantly. Go ahead. Read it from the top.
All things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient.
All things are not expedient. It's not going. All things are lawful, but everything's not going to happen just because you say it's got to happen in your time, right? Whatever you think is going to happen. Get 1 Corinthians 1 and 8.
1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 8. Who shall also confirm?
First Timothy 1 and 8. 1 Timothy 1 and 8.
First Timothy chapter 1, verse 8. But we know that the law is good if man use it lawfully.
See, the law is good if we use it lawfully. You know, because there's a certain way, like I say, everything is not expedient. So that's why you gotta have time to allow people to come in and see what's going on and start to understand this. You know, how can I tell someone when they just coming in that you got to be on the level where I'm at? All these years I've been in the truth. See what I'm saying? Somebody come in, but they got to come in and don't try and bring their doctrine with them. They coming from the church. They coming from where they at. And their problem is they trying to compare the truth to what they're dealing with. And you can't really compare it because that's why I say you got to be like a little child. You got to let that go and start all over again. Because it's too much to understand. And too many topics, and it's a book of life, so it's too much that you deal with in life, too much that we can bring forth for how we gotta read the book, the Bible, to get ourselves together. We talk about unity. We gotta read a book.
Change.
To change, to show us how to change, become righteous. Cambodians ain't doing that, the Japanese ain't doing that. Who doing that but us? And they dealing with paganism. But they can come together and hook up together and do things together without reading the book. But here we are, we gotta read a book. It's like I say, but we know that the law is good if a man uses it lawfully. If you use it lawfully according to how we should use it with mercy and grace. If the Most High gave us mercy and grace, we gotta have mercy and grace. But you gotta be able to accept it. And you gotta be able to give it. It says, knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient. And here we are. Are we not the lawless and the disobedient coming out of the world? I mean, who is it that think that they're not the lawless and the disobedient? Now you think you over righteous. You know, I don't care what kind of life you led. If you came from any type of religion, you the lawless and disobedient. Because what religion taught you the 613 laws? None of them. None of them. Taught you the mysteries of Revelation 1 to 22. The 22nd chapter. Daniel 1 to 12. Taught you who you were in the past. Not who you are, but who you were. As an Israelite. It's very important, knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the unrighteous and for sinners, those that break the laws of the Most High, for unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslayers, for whoremongers, for them that defile themselves with mankind, that's men with men, for men stealers, for liars, for perjured persons, and if there be any other thing that is contrary to sound doctrine. See? That's what the law was made for. And we fit all those categories one way or another. Unless you just only think you hold it down, and have been, because you don't need to be taught. You don't need the book no more. But that's who we are. That's why we got to seek him 10 times more. We can't put ourselves on no pedestal. The Most High, he that exalted himself shall be abased. He that humbled himself shall be exalted. So when you see people that's really got this arrogant spirit, they'll be brought down. They're going to be brought down. 1 Corinthians 6 and 12. We're a body. We're the body of the Mashiach Yahushua. Every last joint, as we read earlier, is very important. And everybody's bringing something to the truth. 1 Corinthians 6 and verse 12. All things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. See, everything's not going to happen immediately, but still we got to follow the rules and regulations of the Most High. That's why I say all things are lawful for him, but I will not be brought under the power of another. He's saying be brought under the power of another. We Mashiachim. Verse 13. Meats for the belly, and the belly for meats, the proper meats, the clean meats, not no pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, catfish, and all that, but the proper meat. Now, the body is not for fornication, but for the Most High. See, our body is not for fornication, dealing with idolatry and different things that these pagans have us set up to follow. And the Most High, and the Mashiach Yahushua is for the body. And the Most High have both raised up Mashiach Yahushua and will also raise up us by his own power. That's a promise that he's promised us. Know ye not that your bodies are the members of a Mashiach Yahushua? Shall I then take the members of a Mashiach Yahushua and make them the members of an harlot? She'll take the members of a Mashiach Yahushua and make him the members of an harlot, a prostitute? Mosai forbid. Say Mosai forbid. 2 Peter 2 and 20. This tells you. 2 Peter 2 and 20. For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of a Mashiach Yahushua as Savior, they are again entangled therein. You didn't escape the pollution of the world. That's why I say you got to seek up 10 times more for the disobedience against the Most High that we have done in our lifetime. Say, for if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world, the sins of the world, through the knowledge of our power, Mashiach Yahushua and Savior, they are again entangled therein. A lot of people have been in this truth, been called, and they went back out in the world. They knew what they heard, they knew what they were supposed to follow, but they went back into the world. It says, they are again entangled therein and overcome. Let the world overcome you in following the way of the world, of your peers, those that are in the world, and you doing everything that they do, and you ain't correcting them at all, so you with them. You part with them. You back into the world, the latter end is worse with them than the beginning. Matthew 12:43, that's what happens. Matthew 12:43, whether you want to accept it or not. The word of the Most High is true. That's why I'm afraid to deal with certain things, because I know what I've been shown, what I can show you. All praise to the Most High, his word. It's his word. Matthew 12:43. You be called into this, and the Most High is laboring to make us perfect, and you go out there and back out in the world, it says Matthew 12:43. When the unclean spirit is come out of a man, that's when you change. You're not dealing with the ways of the world. An unclean spirit will come out of you. He walketh through dry places seeking rest and findeth none. Walking around trying to see what he can get. Can't find none. Then he said, I will return into my house from whence I came out. He's going to go right back into that house, that body that he came out. When you come into the truth, you start to be cleaned up with the word. So I'm going to go back to that house that I came out of. I'm going to go back to that body that I came out of. And when he come, he find it's empty, swept, and garnished, because they're not in this truth no more. They're not really studying. They're not really coming to gather themselves together. The things that you normally do when you call. You had that zeal of the Most High. You come in, you be all hyped and everything. You're not doing that, say. And when he come, when that evil spirit, that unclean spirit cometh, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits. That's a complete number of spirits, more wicked than himself. And they enter in and dwell there. So he go get a complete number of spirits, more wicked than himself. You'd have got rid of him. He said, oh, you ain't dealing in the truth no more? I knew you'd be back. He go get a complete number of spirits, more wicked than himself. And they enter in and dwell there. They enter in, all these complete number of spirits, evil spirits, wicked spirits, unclean spirits, evil into the man or the woman or the child, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also to this wicked generation, what Shaddai said. That's real. Going back to 1 Corinthians. Go back to 2 Peter. Go back to 2 Peter. You got to finish that. Because that's what happens. When he draw you out of the world and you go back into the world, them spirits go, the one that left you, when you get being cleaned up by the word, Ephesians 5:26, then those spirits, that spirit gonna go out and get a complete number of spirits. I don't know how many you have to be. Remember, Legion was 2,000 spirits in one person. 2,000 spirits in one person. So however many spirits it takes, that's more wicked than himself, they say it comes to that person. They say the latter end of that person is worse than it was before they even knew the truth. That's why he say gonna beat those that he called into this truth with more stripes than those that don't know. You can't do the same thing that somebody else can do. Look at why you getting them? Why you getting me? Why? Because he thought enough of you to bring you into something that's more powerful than anything in the world. Nothing more powerful than the truth. That's why they can't stand against it. Nothing more powerful than the truth. That's why they're spending billions of dollars to keep us ignorant of who we are as the children of Israel, 12 tribes of Israel. This is the most kept secret. Right here, this truth. Understanding this word. 2 Peter 2 and 20. For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Most High and of Mashiach Yahushua our Savior, they are again entangled therein and go back out into the world. Or you think, oh, it's just a fad, I'll just go back into the world where I came from and overcome. The latter end is worse with them than the beginning. That's why it tells you how that spirit that come out of you, that evil spirit that come out of you, that unclean spirit that come out of you, go get a complete number of spirits, and they come back and dwell in them, and they're going to jack you up. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness, than after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them. But it has happened unto them according to the true proverb, the dog. What's that? It's a dog. And he called it Gentiles dog because of profaneness and because of homosexuality. That's in the Unger's Bible Dictionary. It says the dog is turned to his own vomit again, and the pig, the hog that was washed, to her wallowing in the mud to slop. That's how he look at you. So how you think the Most High gonna love you and he look at you as a nasty pig, wallowing in some slop? You know, pigs eat their own food off their own boo-boo and so forth. Right out of the slop. Funky. Ugh. That's why we ain't supposed to touch a dead pig carcass. Go back to 1 Corinthians 6 and 15. Know ye not that your bodies are the members of Mashiach? Shall I then take the members of Mashiach and make them the members of an harlot? Most High forbid. What? Know ye not that ye which is joined to an harlot is one body? When you join to a harlot, you join to a prostitute, you one body. For two, said he, shall be one flesh. Remember he said that? A man shall leave his father and his mother and cleave to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. You one flesh with a prostitute. But he that is joined unto the Most High is one spirit. Free fornication. Every sin that a man doeth is without the body. But he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body. And that's also dealing with jumping from bed to bed. It's dealing with spiritual fornication, which is the beginning of falling away from the Most High, too. Look at Wisdom of Solomon. It's on page 66 and verse 12. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them, the corruption of life. And we know that Psalm 96:5 says, for all the gods of the nations are